The ketogenic diet. It's not just a health fad or a trick for weight loss, but a scientifically sound approach to nutrition, and a credible means of optimizing warfighter health and performance. Hi, I'm HDIAC subject matter expert Joel Hewett, here to discuss how the clinical science of nutritional ketosis and the carbohydrate-restricted ketogenic diet can help our armed forces maintain an optimal muscle-to-fat body composition, fight chronic conditions like metabolic syndrome, and even improve cognitive performance on the battlefield. Let's take a closer look at the science behind the headlines. The metabolic state of ketosis, first examined in depth in the 1960s, occurs when the body obtains its energy primarily from the metabolism of ketone bodies, a series of water-soluble molecules containing the ketone functional group. When an individual restricts dietary carbohydrates, as happens during fasting or while on a well-formulated ketogenic diet, the resultant low insulin state releases the inhibition on lipolysis, and the body begins to produce ketone bodies at a significantly higher rate. Under the leadership of Professor Jeff Volek, researchers at Ohio State University are advancing our understanding of ketosis and the benefits of the ketogenic diet. Parker Hyde, PhD, explains the fundamentals of ketone production.
So something that's really important to think about is whenever you have a low insulin, low glucose state, which is what you get in a low carb ketogenic diet or a well-formulated ketogenic diet, is you have a increased ability to burn fat. One of the byproducts of fat metabolism is that root word keto, or you actually have a ketone production. What ketones are is they're 4 carbon short chain fatty acids that function as a signaling molecule or a hormone. What we now know, based on some very eloquent preclinical and basic science studies, is that ketones, when they're functioning as a hormone, are actually able to have cell surface specific receptor binding. Whenever they have this binding, they can do a myriad of things. One of the big things is they're able to activate a subset of anti-inflammatory neuromacrophages. Another really interesting thing is that it has the ability to potently decrease the NLRP3 inflammasome, which is one of its primary signaling cascades that's associated with IL-1 beta.
The NLRP3 inflammasome is an important mediator of inflammation and metabolic dysfunction, both of which are related to obesity. By inhibiting the production of NLRP3 as well as class 1 histone deacetylases, positively affecting gene expression, encouraging endogenous antioxidant defense, and through other biological pathways, achieving sustained nutritional ketosis through a well-formulated ketogenic diet can help the warfighter lose excess body fat and improve overall body composition. Maintaining an optimal weight is a growing challenge for DoD, not to mention the public at large. For example, in 2016, DoD's recruitment research arm estimated that 71% of service-age citizens would be ineligible for military service without a waiver, primarily due to obesity and an inability to meet physical fitness standards. Moreover, existing dietary and nutritional options available to the warfighter can contribute to the overconsumption of calories. Data from DoD's annual health-related behavior survey, published in October 2018, show that over half of active duty service members report consuming carbohydrate and caffeine-containing energy drinks in the past month, many of which contain high amounts of sugar. Postdoctoral researcher Rich LaFountain works alongside Dr. Hyde and Dr. Volek at Ohio State. Next, Rich explains the findings of his recent research, which tested the efficacy of the ketogenic diet on a militarily relevant population.
We focused on using a 12-week ketogenic diet and training intervention in a military-affiliated group of individuals. In doing so, within 12 weeks, the ketogenic diet group had hugely significant changes in body weight, decreased in body fat percentage, and they were able to maintain the same level of strength and performance during their training. The body weight and body fat percentage decrease was on the order of approximately 7 to 8 kilograms on average in terms of body weight loss, and the fat percentage loss was 5%, which is a very significant, very effective weight loss in that amount of time. 12 weeks, usually that's kind of on the upper end of what you might experience. Body weight, body composition results in ketogenic diet have been probably the most consistent finding thus far in generally healthy or active population groups. There are numerous studies, and that seems to be the most consistent or reliable finding within ketogenic diet research.
Beyond mere weight loss or an improved physique, the keto diet could have profound preventative benefits, especially for those operating in high-stress missions. Next, Rich explains how the keto diet could help those working in one of the most extreme military working environments, saturation divers.
Environmental stressors for tactical personnel range dramatically. There are potentially, for divers, there were some studies in 2014, were some of the first studies where they looked at, these are smaller N sizes, but they investigated the effects of a ketogenic diet and elevated blood ketones on protection from central nervous system toxicity associated with high partial pressure diving or closed circuit diving. There have been some more recent studies. There's approximately 3 to 4 or a handful of studies at this point in which they've shown that elevated blood ketones are protective, especially in a hyperbaria or in a diving cohort. Much of this is due to the decreased inflammation and the protection from reactive oxygen species. They did notice that there was decreased DNA damage after having a ketogenic diet cohort exposed to this high partial pressure diving that is very, very common and poses a central nervous system toxicity risk.
As the researchers are quick to note, the keto diet should not be perceived as a cure-all approach to health. The benefits of the keto diet may not apply to all groups, and it may not be suited for every individual. There is still much research left to be done.
It may not apply to all military personnel. We do believe that there are specific groups, just like in the clinical realm, that may benefit more than others from a ketogenic diet. We do not necessarily recommend this as a blanket approach. There are individuals, there are scenarios where lower carb dietary paradigms, including ketogenic diet, provide added benefit above and beyond that of what's recommended now.
Thanks for watching. For more information on the ketogenic diet, see the researcher's article in the spring 2019 issue of the HDIAC journal. And don't forget to follow us on social media.